Welcome, we are live, and I know I said that I've been very busy today, and I have. I literally just got home, but I wanted to talk to all of you about UCL Fantasy, and I have to say, very excited about this, even though I know this could be another disastrous week, but I'll be reading all of your chats as always, and the lineups just came out for two of the games that are coming up, and I'll be going over them right now. Then I'll be talking about my team, and obviously going through all your questions, so let's go through that very quickly. But firstly, I'm going to address all of you in the chat. It's 20 people here. Thank you everyone who's been waiting. I have to say, really appreciate it. Thank you at all for waiting for such a long time. Thank you Aditia. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Any news on Guerrero, Koundé, Lassina Traoré, Salah starts? Well, what we do know, so you asked about Guerrero. Let's look at Borussia Dortmund. And yeah, it looks like he is not starting. And that is the lineup. Obviously, there's no Haaland, which is going to be such a big blow. And I hope he's back for the knockout stages because he's someone I definitely want to have back. And as for Traoré, I think he is out, and Salah probably going to be rested. And one thing I'm going to show all of you is actually the predicted lineups for Champions League. So for those games at 8, the best way to kind of guess what's going to happen is, check the lineups and the predicted lineups on UEFA.com. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but it will probably be some good estimations there. And Guerrero and Traoré out, and Salah most likely won't start, and Koundé can't be predicted yet. And as I'll be discussing later, Koundé's actually in the predicted lineup, so we will be talking about that. Thank you, Tariq, for your comment. I really appreciate it, and thank you for joining in. Thank you, it's Ali. I'm using my Limitless right now. Oh, that's really good. Good luck. Just be sure, obviously, the main problem with Matchday 6 is rotation, just like Matchday 5, so just make sure that you just get players who play. That's going to be the main thing. And then after that, you can build from there. But hopefully your Limitless goes well. Now, I'll just read out the teams here. So for most people in Zenit, you will have Barrios, and he is starting. Here it says left back, which is quite surprising. I don't think this is accurate. For example, Driussi is a striker, but they're putting him at right mid. Malcolm's a winger, but they're putting him centre mid. But the lineup is accurate, unless sometimes when you refresh SofaScore, they kind of change things because they don't get the lineup right in the first place. But that is pretty much what's happening. Hummels is someone that would be pretty good for this week. The likes of Akanji, Thomas Meunier are out. I mean, Borussia Dortmund have been hit with so many injuries recently, so it's very, very unfortunate. The likes of Hummels are starting. Emre Can, for any of you who have him. And to be honest, not even Sancho, who some people have recommended to me, but he's just someone I'm not interested in anyway. But Dortmund... if they do lose here and, something else happens in the other game, they could be out, but most likely they will be going through. So, we'll have to wait and see. And now for the other game, which is actually going to have big consequences for my team, Ciro Immobile starts. And this, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name at the moment until I master it, but this guy, the 4.5 million Belgian wizard, he's playing as well, and they are two people who could be coming in. And look at this, Correa was a doubt for the game, but it looks like he is starting, unless this is inaccurate. So let's refresh just in case. And it looks like he is starting, and he's such a big player for Lazio. And this is what I mean. A lot of people thought that Lazio were already qualified just because they beat Dortmund and drew to them recently. But if they lose to Bruges and they're knocked out, and the manager looks like a complete idiot. But let's see if the live chat is updating. Oh, wow. I have to say, the live chat wasn't updating. My bad. Let's go back here. Lodi, Atletico news. He is a doubt, and even then, he's lost his spot to Carrasco, even when he was fit, I believe. So, Lodi, I'm not too sure, and he's one of the people I'm looking to get rid of. Follow that ad. I didn't even see what ad came up. Let me know. Let me go all the way up. I think I've missed some things here. What do you think about having Lukaku and Immobile? I really like that, Miguel. And Lukaku is someone who obviously is such a great goal scorer, and his record in European competitions for Inter Milan is sensational, and he is the guy who's going to carry. The thing I don't like about Inter is that they, as a team, are inconsistent. As for Immobile, Lazio aren't the greatest team in the world, but they're decent. They even beat Dortmund, and Immobile in 3 games has returned every single time with 4 goals and an assist. I really do like him. My keeper, Berkey's not starting. Who should I get? That's a good question. To be honest, it depends who your other keeper is. So if you have no keeper at all, so it's not like you can rotate between two, I would actually probably suggest Marquezine from Porto. He has a good chance of a clean sheet against Olympiacos. I mean, I'll be going through all of this now. But yeah, I mean, other keepers, you could go for Kepa if you believe in him, but his record with clean sheets when he starts isn't great. Then you have Keller or Adrian, whoever you think is going to start. I mean, I couldn't tell you, but whoever does start has a good chance of a clean sheet. Apart from that, the big hitters like Ter Stegen and Szczesny, they are facing each other. It's probably not going to be clean sheets there, but you never know. Don't just look at the fixture, but in terms of fixtures, probably the ones I mentioned before. How about the City lineup? The City lineup comes out 8, but look, before I even talk about my team and I talk about the transfers I'm going to make, let's look at the predicted lineup. So forget about this with Lazio Bruges because, the lineups are out already, so no need for a prediction. But look, they even had Correa there. I don't know if they're trying to be sneaky and, they just updated it now, but we will see. Let's go. So you asked about City lineup, so it's all the way at the bottom, and this is the predicted lineup for Man City. Ederson, Walker, Stones, Eric Garcia, Zinchenko, Rodri, Fernandinho, Ferran Torres, Bernardo Silva, Foden and Jesus. And the only one who's doubtful because of an injury is Aguero, with that knee injury that he sustained the other week against West Ham, I believe, or last month now, really. My rank now 70, very, very good. Good luck, and I can see you're a Juve fan. Hope you enjoy the game today with two of the greatest of all time facing each other off. Probably the last time they ever do, enjoy that. This lineup is predicted or accurate? The lineups that I showed for the Lazio versus Bruges game and the Zenit versus Dortmund game are accurate. They're official. As for the predicted lineups, they're not official. This is what UEFA.com, or people who work for UEFA, this is what they predict will happen based on the information they get. They know as much as we do, but they probably maybe watch more of their games or analyze their lineups in more detail because it's their job. So I'm not saying this is going to be, definitely the starting lineup that you see, but it could happen. That's what I'm going to say. UEFA predicted lineups are always wrong. I mean, to be honest, if I'm being honest, Ninad, I haven't used them too much, but you know what? It's interesting to see them, and I do think it gives you some good ideas. They're not always going to get it right, like I said, but they're not always going to get it wrong, in my opinion, anyway. But maybe it's a bit like the scout for FPL. I'm not sure if you lot are aware of that, but whenever the scout recommends someone on FPL, say, oh, this guy's got a great record, he goes on to blank. So yeah, should I captain Immobile or Neymar? That's a great question. To be honest, either. If I had to pick, I don't know. I might end up having both of them in my team, as you can see here, and you can see from the thumbnail as well. Immobile and Neymar, just so good. That's a tough one, man. The thing I like about Immobile is he's the talisman, and so is Neymar, but Neymar also has Mbappe, and if Keane plays, he's also got him to contend with, if not Di Maria. There's a lot of attacking players at PSG. Even the likes of Marquinhos, who I've also got in here, can chip in with a goal. With Immobile, I know there's other good players in his team, like Milinkovic-Savic and Joaquin Correa, but Immobile's the main goal scorer by far. With PSG, the goals are shared a bit more, so you could go for Immobile. But I do believe both are on penalties, so both would be fantastic options. I don't know, maybe I'd say Immobile, but go with either, to be honest. Mendy, Chelsea will be substituted by Kepa. Yep. Frank Lampard said yesterday in a press conference that Kepa will play and Mendy's not playing. I'll just have him in the starting lineup. I don't want to take a hit for a keeper because if I do, it'll probably be for someone who's playing on the same day as Trubin. Trubin might not even start. In the predicted lineups, Piatov is there, but Trubin just played and he got a clean sheet. It would be a bit weird if they just somehow benched him, and he had a good game overall. Don't just think about UCL fantasy points. But yeah, Mendy will not play, and no problem. G10 UV, I guess I'll call you. Ronaldo Immobile captain. What do you think, guys? I think Immobile. The fixture is better, but I always say this: never rule out Cristiano Ronaldo. Rate my team 4-3-3: Szczesny, Cancelo, Robertson, Romero, Marquinhos, Torres, Jota, Fernandes, Neymar, Immobile, and Berisha. I do like the team, but I don't give ratings. I always say this. The only thing I will say is that the likes of Robertson and Cancelo I think Cancelo could play, but Robertson might be rested. They are playing Midtjylland, they're already through. As for the rest of the team, they all should play and they should all get a good amount of points. Berisha's a good differential. We'll see how he does against Atletico Madrid. So I like the team, but I will say Robertson and Cancelo could be rotation risks, and of course you want to have people who are starting. Bruno or Rashford? I would say Bruno, but yeah, I like both of them. But that's a good question. I always prefer Bruno, but this season in terms of Champions League, he's got the most points, Rashford. So you could go for him. But I would probably go for Bruno. And I'll be talking about my team very shortly, but I'll try to address all of your questions now. I got Navas from PSG. That is a good choice. He's someone that I used a lot last season, but this season I haven't really got around to it. But yeah, Navas is a good choice. And if I do get Marquinhos in, I will be hoping that we both share the points for the clean sheet and stuff like that. Trubin might not start, so be aware. Yeah, that's what I just said, and that's the problem. But I don't want to take hits for keepers. If I do, I'd probably get Marcassin, who is someone I recommended to someone earlier. But yeah. Man City, big rotation change, all the team for the derby, exactly. I would expect those who are playing at the weekend to all be rested, and maybe Walker as well. Like, I think Walker will be playing at the weekend, so I wouldn't suspect him to play the full 90 minutes today, but you never know, because Pep did say the main way to get people match sharp and fit is through minutes. But you know what, Pep... Like you said, you can't really guess. The Barca fans were booing Ronaldo, which will make him score so many goals today, and for that, I gave him the armband. Fair enough. I mean, Ronaldo has a great record at the Camp Nou. It will be an interesting game, and Juve are just a different team with him compared to without him. So yeah, that is still a good thing. Love your live streams. Do you know anything about Gosens being injured and still being in the Atalanta squad? Thank you, Miguel. I've seen you in previous live streams. I really appreciate it. In terms of Gosens, I've been asked this in comments earlier, and I have to say I'm not even too aware. I will look at the predicted lineup, but as we always say, not too sure. Mata. We're not talking about Mata. All right, Atalanta. So here, yeah, he is in the predicted lineup, but yeah, there's no sign of an injury or anything like that. So I'm not sure, but yeah, if someone knows about Gosens, because otherwise I might research this myself. Yeah, then someone let us know down in the comment section, because I have no idea, because I'm not sure if he played in the last game, but maybe he was being rested. Atalanta do that. They sometimes rest in Serie A in preparation for the Champions League. I mean, this is do or die for them, and they have to get a result against Ajax or they're out. So it's going to be very, very tough. Bruno, the best captaincy today? I think he's one of the best. If you have Neymar or Mbappe or Immobile, I would probably prefer them, but Bruno is fantastic away from home. The only thing is that the fixture is quite difficult, I will say that. Kepa will play tonight. Frank confirmed it exactly in a press conference. That's why I was recommending Kepa to people, which is a shame, of course, because I did want Mendy to start and not make further transfers, but it is what it is. Lautaro Martinez or Immobile? I'd say Immobile. I rate Lautaro Martinez, but I think Immobile is a more proven goal scorer, more reliable. Out, Haaland, Robertson, Traore, in Immobile, Abraham, and some 4.9 million defender. That's good. If you trust Sanusi, the guy from Porto, to start, I would probably go for him. But otherwise, yeah, it's up to you which 4.9 million defender you get. I do like the other two transfers. And let's keep on going. If not, I'm thinking of doing Haaland and Koeman to Immobile, Neymar, and Bruno Jota. What you think? I do like those moves. If Jota starts, I think he's probably a better option than Bruno. But then again, I don't know, like Bruno's more reliable. And I do like Immobile or Neymar. You could go with either one of them. I wouldn't really tell you to go for one over the other. Koeman would be good if he, if you knew he was going to start, but he might not. That's the thing. So yeah, keep an eye on that. But yeah, good transfers, I think. Lukaku, the best captaincy tomorrow if Bruno blanks. Probably one of the best options, yeah. But Shakhtar can be a tough team. I know that against Borussia Mönchengladbach they conceded 10 goals in 2 games, but yeah, they can sometimes be a very tough team to go against. But Lukaku is the type to carry Inter Milan to the next stage, so we'll have to see. Thorgan Hazard seems like a decent choice. He does, but and I know Zenit have been pretty poor in the Champions League, but I'm not too interested in him. And yeah, I would have to take more hits to get rid of him, or should I say to get him in. And I will be explaining out my transfers before going through all of your questions, so apologies if I miss any of your questions. And if I do, a few minutes down the line, repeat them, but don't spam them in the chat, because yeah, spamming is just not the way. But in terms of my team, as you can see here, Immobile is in for Haaland, and Neymar is in for Lassina Traore, who is a big doubt. Marquinhos is in for Lodi, but in order to fund all of this, the doubtful Salah, and not doubtful because he has an injury, but doubtful because he's probably going to be rested, Salah's going to go to this 4.5 million midfielder. Now, what I could do is maybe have 1.8 million more to invest in midfielders, but I'm not too impressed with what I see. So, like I said before in my preview for this game week, not too confident in most of the midfielders, so I wouldn't mind going for this 4.5 million midfielder. Let's go for the affordable ones. Let's see, affordable, there we go. So these are the options I have if I make those transfers, which I probably do really want. Those are 3 good transfers on paper. You would expect Neymar to start. He was rested at the weekend. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the midfield, but this Belgian wizard could be in my team. If not, I'm not sure. Miranchuk has a good goal-scoring record, but he does face Bayern Munich next, away from home. and I wouldn't be expecting too much. And in terms of the rest of my team, obviously I wish I could transfer out Mendy and Pavard, because Pavard is probably not going to start, but if Pavard starts, just like Salah, could bring in a very good amount of points. But yeah, overall I do like my team. I think most of them will start and most of them will do well, but my keepers are a bit of a doubt, especially Mendy. He's definitely not going to play, so I could have 10 men in the end, and of course I don't want that to happen. I already had 9 players, 9 first-teamers not, start last week from my Matchday 4 squad going into Matchday 5. So it's very tough. Rotation hits us very hard, but hopefully it's not too bad this week. Took a -4 hit. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably looking at -8, and if I want to change my keeper or Pavard, we're looking at -12s, gentlemen. -12s, and -8 is already bad enough for me. Hummels or Azpilicueta? Oh, man. I mean, you could go for either. I think Azpilicueta has a slightly easier game on paper, but with Kepa in goal, I'm not too sure. If Mendy was in goal, I would say definitely Azpilicueta. I'm not saying Kepa's complete shit, because he's not a complete shit keeper, but he has errors in him. I might go with Hummels instead, but you can't go wrong either way. Our team is so similar. Midfield and attack, apart from the bench, are identical. Only that I have Ronaldo too, hyper motivated for this fixture. I captained the main guy, Neymar. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo is a good choice. I just think that over the last year or so in Champions League, he hasn't hit the heights of obviously, his time with Madrid. But of course, he still has that magic in him. I mean, you look at the Atletico Madrid game against Juve when they needed a comeback. Ronaldo stepped up with a hat-trick, and that's what he can do. And when Ronaldo's in that sort of form, he's unstoppable. So yeah, that could be a very good pick. I think Pep just rested Walker for Manchester Derby, as Walker played a lot, and I think Walcott won't start in Champions League. I think so too. He might get some minutes, but he's not someone you can rely on to start. Maybe Zinchenko could be a better option, because you wouldn't expect him to start the weekend. But with Pep, like I said, anyone you bring in from City is going to be a very big risk. That's simply put. Romero or Marquinhos? I think in terms of fixture, Marquinhos definitely, but Romero is a fantastic option. And a lot of people tried to talk me out of getting him, but I was just so confident, and he was one of the shining lights of an otherwise disastrous week, Matchday 5. But this guy, he's got it all. He's not going to score goals often, but yeah, I think he's got 1 goal, 1 assist this season. Yeah, he does. And his ball recoveries is... he's got 60 ball recoveries, and he hasn't even played all the games. I think he's played 4. Yeah, that's incredible. So yeah, both great options. I'll probably go for Marquinhos this week. Having both is probably ideal, but Ajax is going to be tougher than Istanbul. But don't write off Istanbul completely. They could score and completely mess up these PSG defenders or keeper transfers. Gossens travelled. Okay, thank you, Juan Mendoza. I really appreciate that. So yeah, Gossens could play. And I mean, if you're asking me for a gut feeling, I think he will. But you know what? Whoever has him, just back your gut. Because, yeah, I might be wrong. Sterling will play or rested? Well, he played pretty much 90 minutes at the weekend. And they've got a very important game against Manchester United. And Man City, with a few wins, are literally back in the title race. So I would expect Sterling to not play 90 minutes in this game. If he does start, it will be 60, 70 minutes or something. Yeah, that's what I think. But it's up to you. He could be very good if he plays, but I would probably look elsewhere. That's my opinion. What do you think about Koundé and Renan Lodi? Should I remove them? In my opinion, Lodi's more of a doubt because, I mean, I'm not sure if he even has an injury. I mean, I think he was flagged. He is doubtful, it says. I think he also is more expensive, so you can play around with more options. With Koundé, you would need more funds in your bank to kind of push on. And Koundé could start. He could. They started without him against Chelsea, and things just went badly. But to be fair, they conceded plenty when he was on the pitch also. But yeah, I would probably get rid of Lodi instead. And if he does start in the end, then, well, that's a bit of bad luck, I guess. Defenders to go with. I mean, this week, I think Christian Romero, Marquinhos, if not, maybe another PSG defender. Let's have a look. Sanusi if he starts, but the problem is Porto have qualified, and I don't think they can even finish top because a lot of people have been saying this. And just to clarify, Champions League groups, in terms of positions, if the points obviously the same, what's looked at next is not goal difference, it's the head-to-head record. And because Porto lost to Man City, I think it was 3-1. Let's see. Let's make sure. Yeah, 3-1 early in the season. Man City are going to finish top no matter what. Then, if the head-to-head is equal, let's say they both, they drew both games, then it goes to goal difference and stuff like that. So basically what I'm trying to say, long story short, that Porto might not really have anything to play for because they've got second in the bag, and Sanusi could be benched. But otherwise, if you think he's going to start, he's a good choice. If not, Mats Hummels, as we were discussing earlier, I think he's a good choice. And as for Man City, if you really want to be bold with them, maybe Zinchenko. He's got a good fixture, and if he does start, he could do very well for you. Apart from that, I wouldn't be able to tell you too many choices because most of them, like Dest, Danilo, have tough fixtures. And maybe Azpilicueta is another one, to be fair, or a Chelsea defender. You know, some of those players on the fringe of the Chelsea first team because they'll probably be resting for that Everton game, the likes of Reece James, Chilwell, etc. So, yeah, those are some of the defenders I would recommend. So let's keep on going. I have 10 million. I already have Bruno, Jota, Felix. Which player should I get? What about Sancho? Sancho's on the bench. I would not go for him. As Juan Mendoza said, very good updates from this guy. I really appreciate it. So, to be honest, I wouldn't go for Sancho. I mean, he's on the bench. And, you know, just to confirm it here, he is on the bench. Let's try identify him now. Wait, am I on the wrong game? Yeah, I am. I saw yellow and I got excited. Jadon Sancho, there you go. He's on the bench. Yeah, that's not something you want. So I wouldn't go for him. In my opinion, I think the strikers are probably going to be the more enticing options this week, especially for captaincy. So, yeah, if you can, try invest that 10 million up front or something like that. But in terms of midfielders, I mean, you've got Bruno, you've got Jota, and you've got Felix. I mean, you could go for Rashford if you really are confident in Man United, but I'm not too sure, to be honest. Ferran Torres or maybe Foden, you know, some of these players, I think they could be good choices. Apart from that, midfielders, I'm being completely honest, I have no faith. And that's why I'm probably going to go for maybe a 4.5 million midfielder myself and invest the money up front. I will have 1.8 million in the bank, but yeah. And I want you guys to let me know, what do you think of my team? Do you agree with the transfers? So this Belgian guy is going to be coming in for Mohamed Salah. Immobile is going to be coming in for Haaland. Neymar is going to replace Lassina Traore, so quite a huge upgrade. And Marquinhos in for Lodi. And is there any other transfers? Maybe Mendy out, get maybe Kepa in, someone like that. Although I hate taking hits, especially for keepers. I will say that. And apart from that, I would probably be happy with the rest of my team. I mean, they all should play. Barrios is playing, that's good news. But yeah, we've got 40 minutes, or should I say 48 minutes to lock in our team. So yeah, let's get this done. Mate, I told you Bruno's going to upset you. Well, to be honest, I think he can do very well in this game. And I'm not really upset, to be honest. You know what? I actually like that he played. What I don't like is the fact that 9 of my players last week didn't start. And I had to make changes. And even then, it was a disaster. Gosens was tested positive, but today he's in the squad list. Oh, that's very strange then. When was he tested positive? Because I've been hearing this rumour for like 5-6 days. And if it's... I'm not sure, because with UEFA, I think they're more lenient than, let's say, the FA or the Premier League in terms of, you know, these COVID tests. But yeah, that is quite strange. Gosens was a false positive. That's why he travelled to Amsterdam. Thank you, Juan Mendoza. You are on fire with these updates. Yeah, you know a lot about this stuff. Yo, so glad you're live. Usually your live helps me choose my team every week. Yeah, thank you, all about FPL. To be honest, what you should do is just look at my team and do the opposite because, yeah, you'll probably do better that way. But thank you very much. So should I bring in Immobile for Haaland? I have free transfers. I think he's one of the best options you can go for. If not Mbappe or Neymar, I think those are 3 of your best bets and you can captain them today. So that's the best thing about them. And I am probably going to be going for Immobile myself. Is Danilo from PSG a good option? I remember Akraf pointed him out and he had a very good suggestion. I didn't really discard it at the time, but I did say there are probably better options. But he's got a good fixture. He gets the ball recovery points. I think he's a decent choice. But only if, you know, you're happy with the rest of your team. If this is going to be one of your main midfielders that you're relying on, then I'd say no. But yeah, he's a good choice. And he's someone I could go for instead of this Belgian guy. Neymar Immobile captain today and Zapata captain tomorrow. Looks pretty good. Although, I will be honest, I'm not too confident in Zapata. And I mainly brought him in for the matchday 5 fixture, which didn't go right, of course. But yeah, I like your captains for today. As for tomorrow, I'm not too sure. I may end up going for Jota or Torres, for example, and I have Zapata. So if you have someone else like Jota, maybe go for them. But Zapata, you never know. He's very hit and miss. He can score big or he can be very frustrating and miss a lot of chances. Porto defender or Dortmund defender. Can't take Hummels, no budget. But I want Sanusi, but don't know if he will start. That's the problem. I mean, he's someone that I was actually thinking of getting in now, but yeah, I'm not sure if he's even going to start. So he is in the predicted lineup. I mean, let me go back to this. Let's go to the predicted lineup, and yeah. I don't think he's even in. Yeah, he's not even in it unless, Zaidu is his second name or something. But yeah, I don't think he's in the lineup. He's not a doubt, but he might be rested. He's been fantastic though in the Champions League. He gets the ball recovery points. So we'll have to wait and see. Immobile or Mbappe? Maybe Immobile. He's on penalties. He's the talisman. He has a great record this season. Mbappe hasn't scored since November last year. But, records are there to be broken. Mbappe is a good player. He can deliver. And the last time he played Istanbul, Besiktas here, he got 8 points. He got 2 assists. I remember that because he was in my Limitless team and that day. So yeah, I wanted to make the same transfers as you, mate. That's probably a good sign. Yeah, hopefully I haven't jinxed you with the bad luck I've had. But yeah, you know what? That's very good. Neymar and Immobile play today, so why not go for the 4-4-2 formation? Well, the thing is, that's a good point, but I haven't made the transfers yet. Otherwise, I will definitely put him in because then I'll just be having Neymar on the bench, and that would be very stupid, wouldn't it? So yeah, if Neymar and Immobile come in, they will be coming into the starting lineup, and I'll make sure that those who are playing on the Tuesday, none of them are on my bench. Lautaro Martinez or Immobile? Immobile, definitely. That's easy for me. And Lautaro Martinez is a quality player, but Immobile is a better asset because he gets more goals. Simple as. Should I captain Neymar or Immobile? It's going to be a recurring theme, isn't this question? I don't know. I mean, I have that dilemma myself. I wish they were playing on different days, to be honest, but I'm not sure. If you're a fixtures man, I would probably go for Neymar. But Immobile, I mean, I don't know. There's something about him. But I don't know. I think both of them will deliver big for you. But I'm not sure. Do you think Jota will play? I do think so. But I can't guarantee you that. I hope he does. For my sake, for your sake, and for humanity's sake. So yeah, I think he will. Neymar, Lukaku, or Immobile. If it's just one of them, oh my god, that's tough. I would probably say either Neymar or Immobile. And if I had to pick one, I don't know. Let me just say Neymar, but I mean, I think both are great options. Just joined as Gossens playing. Should I remove him from taking a hit? As Mendoza said earlier, he has travelled with the squad and apparently his positive COVID test was fake or false. It was a false test, so he's actually negative and he can play. So he might start, and bear that in mind when you make your decision. Limitless picks, I mean, I will be doing that soon. You know what? I'll be finalising my transfers first, organising my team, and then I'll be doing a Limitless team. So remind me to do that. Borussia Dortmund starting lineup. Yep, thank you for that. Yep, that's very good. As I've showed before as well. If you haven't seen it already and you want to, see it on a site like this, go to SofaScore. Go to OneFootball and all of these websites, or Google. They should have updated by now, although they're quite slow to do that. To be fair, is there any chance Zuma and Pavard will play? There's a chance. I think Pavard's a bit more likely than Zuma to play. But I couldn't guarantee you that, to be honest. I think Chelsea could be resting. They've got a very important fixture at the weekend, and Zuma this season has been their best defender. I've activated my Limitless. Who are the most essential wing backs? I went with Lukaku, Immobile, and Neymar up front. I mean that front three is fantastic, and one of them has to score surely. As for fullbacks, that's a tough one, to be fair. Well, I would suggest Marquinhos. I know he's not a wing back, but he gets forward a lot. I mean, you saw against United, he scored as well. He gets the ball recovery points. And yeah, he's just so good. I think I also had him on my Limitless. He's another one, and he delivered for me. So I'm counting on him again to produce against Istanbul. As for fullbacks, I'm not too sure, to be fair, if I'm being honest, because Trent Alexander-Arnold could start, get some minutes under his belt, but maybe not. Robertson's probably going to be rested. Then you have Cancelo, probably going to be rested. I'm not sure about fullbacks. I will have a look, especially when I'm doing my Limitless, kind of draft, and hopefully that will help you. Wow, we've got a lot of questions, damn. I mean, I will be getting through all of them, and to be honest, yeah, Mendy's not playing, Kepa's starting exactly, but he's just there in the starting lineup, just in case, Kepa gets, something before, but yeah, this is what I'm looking at the moment. Not ideal situation, another hit scenario. And UCL Fantasy, I think last season I took one hit, and it was by accident, believe me or not. I literally never took hits last season, and I've already taken so many this season. But it is what it is. Have I had a much worse start, and I have to kind of counterattack this, rotation. And yeah, this is what I'm probably going to go for. And the only thing I'm not too sure about is this guy, the midfielder, because like I said, I'm not too sure about any of them. And if Salah does start, that will be very, very damaging. So yeah, I'm not too sure. In terms of affordable guys I can afford, Well, I mean, that goes without saying. I'm not even sure. I'm not too sure about any of them. But I might end up going for this guy. If not, Danilo Pereira, maybe. I just don't know. You know what? I think I'm just going to go for this. But I'll be honest, I'm not too confident overall. Lazio don't have a great defensive record. They have conceded every single time. But yeah, maybe I'll go with this. Why not? Let's go for it. And if I do take any more hits, it is what it is. There's not much more I can do. There you go. 2 extra hits. There you go. And let's put a Neymar into the team. So who is playing tomorrow? Yeah, Jota is playing tomorrow. Can sub him out. I think Pavard as well. Let's just check that quickly. He's playing tomorrow. If he does play, that is. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah. I think that should be fine. And there you go. That's my team at the moment. Oh my god. I just have to hope for the best. I think Christian Romero. Yeah, he plays there as well. Just have to make sure. This is what you should always do. Check your bench and see on which day they play. And yeah, all of these are playing on the 9th. Even if you have to double check just in case, you have delusions. There you go, they all play on the 9th. And as for captaincy, this is the question now. Will it be Immobile or will it be Neymar? That is such a tough one. It's going to be one of them for sure. But Bruno's another great choice. Hopefully they all deliver today. Let's go through these questions because I have missed quite a few. So I apologize for that. Oh my god. Thank you for everyone who's been here. 91 people here. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to try to get back to all of you if possible. Let's see. Limitless picks. Ronaldo hat-trick incoming. Well, I mean, that will spice things up. But yeah, that would be very, very interesting. Hopefully not, because I don't have him. But we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for posting the Lazio lineup as well, Juve. Will Jota play? What do you think? I think he will, but I can't guarantee you anything. Klopp is rotating his forwards a lot, and if Mane's being rested, Jota comes in. He kind of fills in for every single one of the front three. So yeah, just bear that in mind. 6.7 million mid. Sergio Oliveira is probably one of the better ones, or Gundogan. I think those are probably your 2 standouts. I can't afford them. That's why I went with this Belgian guy. Yeah, let's see what he does. Why do you have Neymar with Immobile playing today as well as Neymar? Well, to be honest, just to get the points. I mean, one of them will do well, and hopefully I captained the right one. And in terms of those who are playing tomorrow, I'm not too sure about them, if I'm being honest. I think there's Lukaku as well, but yeah, I've just gone with these 2. Best midfielder under 7.4 million. Probably Foden if he starts, Gundogan, and yeah, Sabitzer you could go for, and Sergio Oliveira. But the problem with Sergio Oliveira, as I've already discussed with Porto assets, yeah, he might not start because they've got nothing to play for. I think Istanbul can score. Yeah, they could, to be fair, but Marquinhos, he's just like Christian Romero. He gets the ball recovery points, and he's got some attacking threat as well. So yeah, only 1 poor score in the whole season. Hopefully he just produces yet again today. I captain Marquinhos. Wow, well, that's pretty bold, but to be honest, you know what? That could be a good one. And if he gets points for me as well. So I hope he does well for you. Trent will play. I'm not sure because he came on, or he was on the substitutes bench at the weekend. And I think Klopp will want to slowly bring him back in because he had a pretty lengthy injury around a month or so. So yeah, I think he could start. And if not, could get some minutes across the board, but he's not someone I can just say, oh, he's definitely going to start. You should get him in. He's got a fantastic fixture. He's definitely getting you points. I mean, I couldn't tell you for sure. How many hits are you taking? Is it worth taking hits? I'm taking a -8, unfortunately. And, I mean, it depends. I mean, I can't tell you for sure now because maybe what I've done has given me a net 20, 30, 40 points. But maybe it wasn't worth it. It just depends on how they perform. A bit of luck involved. In UCL Fantasy, I'll have to say I usually don't advise with hits, but when you've already used your chips and stuff like that, then yeah, hits can be worth it, but I wouldn't recommend them for keepers, which is why I'm probably going to keep Trubin and Mendy. There's not much more I can do, and even though Pavard and Koundé could be rotated, even Danilo, there's not much more I can do. Everyone here, except maybe, this, obviously, the ones that are confirmed to start, Neymar, Marquinhos and Bruno, the rest are rotation risks, unfortunately. So, yeah. Lukaku, Immobile, Neymar or Plee? Probably Immobile or Neymar, as I keep on saying, but they're all great choices. Plee has the most points. Did you talk about Limitless picks? Not yet. I will be doing that very soon. Thank you for reminding me. Mendy's not going to play. I know that, but like I said, he's just here. And I would have to take another hit to get rid of him. And hopefully Trubin plays and he can just come on and hopefully he can sneak a clean sheet in there. But I couldn't tell you for sure. my ideal keepers for this week are playing on the Wednesday. So if I get in someone like Marcasin for Mendy, I won't be able to substitute Trubin in if he plays, and that could just end up with me losing even more points. £6.7 million mid, please. Like I said already, there's Sergio Oliveira and Gundogan, and maybe this guy I brought in, this Belgian guy, he's another choice you have. And yeah, I think Miranchuk, he's got some goals as well, but I wouldn't really recommend too many. There's Barrios if you don't have him already. I would have said Casemiro, but he hasn't played recently, which is why I got rid of him, but he would have been another one. And the last one I can probably think of is Danilo Pereira. Yeah, I think those are the best choices. Do you think Pli is a good choice? I think he is. Real Madrid are a poor team, but Ramos is back, I believe. And Real Madrid are just better overall with Ramos in there. And I don't know, it could be one of those days where Real Madrid capitulate and they go to Europa League, or it could be one of those days that, they just do the business and Pli does nothing. Can you afford Lukaku for Zapata? Neymar, Lukaku and Immobile would be crazy. It would, but it's a -4. And so I'm not too keen on that, to be honest. But obviously, ideally, if I had a Limitless this week, I'd probably have that front free. And you know what? On that matter, let's do that. Yeah. Hopefully I don't make accidental transfers here. So, if I were doing a Limitless, for those of you who have asked, I would be doing this. I mean, there's a lot of choices this week. There's Pli, as everyone has been saying. There is Ronaldo. A lot of people think he's going to get a hat-trick even. But yeah, I'll probably go for Lukaku. Another, he's a different captaincy shout. He plays tomorrow. Let's just confirm that. Yeah, he does. I mean, yeah, he plays against my Trubin. And yeah, let's change this team around. Yeah, so I'd probably look for something like this. With keepers, I tend to have two. Especially on a Limitless, you have two opportunities. I'm not too sure about keepers who are playing today. I mean, yeah, there's Kepa, to be fair. Let's just go for this guy. Let's go for Kepa. Hopefully it doesn't let you guys down. And yeah, Trubin out. And this is the interesting one. I know a lot of people won't be saying this, and I'm not trying to be woke, as they say. But yeah, I think Marcasin, and 4 clean sheets on the bounce. He could be a very good choice. If not, Ederson. You know what? Unless Pep Guardiola is going to be really extra and bench Ederson and put Stefan in or someone like that. And let's look at the defence. I would have said Sanusi, but I'm just not sure. I mean, any rotation risk, even just a little bit, I wouldn't just... you know what? I'm not even too sure. So let's move down the list. I think I would go for Hummels. And I would keep Christian Romero probably because, I mean, he's just so consistent. The lowest points he's got is 7. That's unbelievable. Hopefully I haven't jinxed him there. Now look at the other defenders. If you want to risk it, Sanusi, I would say. Or you could have Marcasin, who's less likely to be rested, and then you can put in Zinchenko instead. So you know what, let's do that. Let's put in Zinchenko, who... I'm not saying he's definitely going to start, by the way, but there's a chance. There is a chance. So Zinchenko's there. And if you want to go for double City defence, you can do that. But just to spice things up a bit, because double defense is very risky. Yeah, let's go for Marcasin. Oh, he was right there anyway. And in terms of the last defender, I'm not too sure. I wouldn't go for double PSG defense personally. I wouldn't go for an Atletico Madrid defender. Let's go for defenders. Wait, why is it showing me? Are you alright? Oh, because I put MAR. Oh my god, I just wish more of these people were available because, these Liverpool players would be fantastic this week. And let's go down. The fixtures aren't great for most of these, are they? David Alaba did play last game, even though most people got rested. You could go for him if you want to risk it. You know what? That reminds me. The guy that's most likely to start in place of Pavard, I think, is this guy. Yes, Bonassar. So you could go for him, but I'm not too sure about him if we're looking at him now. There are a lot of injuries at the back, so I just hope that Pavard plays. And if he does, he's fantastic. Let's just go for Alaba, but I'm not too sure there. And let's get rid of these two. I would keep Bruno Fernandes. I'd probably actually keep Ferran Torres and Diego Jota. So I've got some of the picks that I would have on a Limitless, which is, kind of reassuring. But if they don't start, then, yeah, what I've said is basically, means nothing. And, yeah. Hopefully Salah doesn't play now that I got rid of him. Joaquin Correa could be a good one if you don't have Immobile. But, yeah, let's just steer away from him. Oh, my God. If I'm being honest, midfielders, I'm not feeling them. Let's go for Stindl. think he's decent. And yeah, since you don't have Plea here, Stindl will be good cover. And as for the last midfielder, I'll be honest. I know some of you will be commenting now down in the live chat. I'm not too sure. Thomas Müller, you could go for Joao Felix. You could go for something like this, but I'll be honest, I'm not too confident in this Limitless team as I would be with previous weeks, but maybe it will do well. Let's go through this. Yeah, give me a team for Limitless. It's right here on screen. If there are any suggestions you lot have, because there are ways of improving this, I think the front three is probably what I definitely would go with. Midfield and defence, more subject to change, I would say. Mount or Foden? That's a good question. I would probably say Foden, but that's a really tough one. What about Lukaku? I mean, I just went with Neymar and Mobley. I just have a bit more faith because their teams are probably better than Inter Milan. But yeah, I mean, Lukaku's a great shout and he could end up outscoring both of them, although I hope not now. I heard Kepa was playing today, mate. Yeah, he is. I just got Mendy in there because, like I said, there's nothing more I can do. It's already done. Oh, let me just refresh this before the game gives me something like, oh, you've already got Haaland still. Let's see. It's all refreshed. Yeah, like I said, I already know Mendy's not going to play. Lampard confirmed it. But Trubin hopefully will be coming in, and I'll just take whatever points he gets. Hopefully it's positive points. Thank you for posting the Lazio lineup. Hello, bro. Best of luck this week. Sancho not in the Dortmund 11 for anyone at Limitless. Berkey dropped for hits too. Thank you, Bear. I really appreciate the comment, and thank you for the update. Best defender for this week. Let's just go back to it. I know everyone's going to be asking. I think Marquinhos is one of the best options you can go for this week, definitely. And Sanusi if he starts, but I couldn't tell you if he does. Zinchenko, but we'll have to wait and see. Mendy's not playing yet. I'm aware of that. Is Pulisic a good differential? He is a good differential, and he's someone, you know what? He's actually someone you could go for instead of Joao Felix. That's a great suggestion. Thank you very much. This is what it's all about, giving each other ideas. I completely forgot about, oh my God, and I actually forgot about Chelsea defence, but to be fair, Kepa does cover that. But yeah, this is more like it. I have more confidence in Pulisic than Felix, I think. I need a 4.9 million defender. Will the Greek guy play at least? I mean, I'm not sure. I think he will. I think Robertson will be benched and that Greek guy will play. He has played recently in the Champions League. I'm thinking to replace Trubin with Liverpool goalkeeper Keller. What do you think? That's something I've considered as well, but hits. And also, what if Adrian plays and Keller is saved for the weekend? Yeah, that's the thing. So it's a risk, whatever you do, but good luck with whatever you choose to do. What do you think about keeping Ronaldo in, hungry for goals maybe? I mean, this is the thing. In my opinion, for matchday 6, the transfers you should be making are, those who are a doubt to play. Ronaldo is definitely going to start, and he's hungry for goals. Even if the fixture is tough on paper, it's better to have someone who plays than who doesn't. And you should look elsewhere in your team and address the issues you have there. Someone like Salah, as good as he is and as good as the fixture is, probably not going to start. So those are the kind of players you should look to bring out, in my opinion. What do you think about my team? Post it again, Thomas, and I will get back to you. Is Keller or Adrian playing? I could not tell you. I think Keller will play, but I'm not sure. I have players who are most likely not going to play. Should I take hits for them, especially for defenders, because I'd be taking a -4, but if they keep clean sheets, I'd be gaining 3 points instead of 0. Yeah, this is the thing. Like I said with my team, let's just go back to it again. I wish I had that team. The likes of Pavard and Koundé, and even maybe Danilo, although I think he will start, they're all rotation risks. And if I just took a hit for every single one of them, we'd be looking at -16s, 20s, and definitely don't do that. If it's a -4 and you've made your other changes already and you have a team that you think is going to start, then I think that's fine. A -4 for defenders is fine. -8, I would not advise too much, but fair enough. And then -12s, I'd say downright no, which is why I don't want to transfer out Mendy, especially because most of my first keeper options are playing tomorrow. Although I could just do Mendy to Kepa, but Kepa would have to get a lot of points in order for me to really benefit from that transfer because it's a hit at the end of the day. Keller will play, fair enough. I mean, there are people who post Liverpool lineups, so it's good to check those kind of accounts. I think one of them's called Hamza. I'm not too sure though. So yeah. I have Neymar, Giroud, Torres, Jota, that Belgian wizard, let's call him, Bruno, Chilwell, Marquinhos, Koundé, Pavard. Jose, Sarr, Angelino, Immobile, Barrios. Is that good? I think that's more than good. And to be honest, in terms of rotation risk, only Koundé or Pavard. But that team looks good. Maybe Giroud might be benched because he started at the weekend, and maybe Abraham will play instead. But I really like that team, and I hope it does well for you. And actually, I have to say, Chilwell, I just forgot, it went over my head. I do think he's going to be rested, but the rest is fantastic, I think. How do you know Kepa's starting ahead of Mendy? Lampard said it in his press conference yesterday, and it doesn't even surprise me anyway because Mendy's played all the time, and a bit of a rest, why not? And they've got a very important game for the weekend. Should I use the Limitless? I mean, I don't want to give a generic answer, but it's seriously true. It depends on your team. If you are not confident in your team and you think a Limitless will address the holes that you have in your team and just improve on your score overall, and you're just going to, optimize your points, then why not? But if you want my opinion on it, you'd have to give me your team, and then I would maybe say, maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, but end of the day, it's your decision, and if you think you should play it, then why not? And I always tend to say Limitless is best used in the group stages, but I'm not sure about matchday 6, but then again, people can get 100 plus points from a Limitless any game week, any given game week. I'm telling you that now, even in the knockout stages, so don't worry too much about it, and hopefully you do well. Immobile, Mbappe, Ronaldo, Barrios, Torres, Szoboszlai, Romero, Chilwell, Walker, Angelino, Szczesny, Koundé. Let's try this name now. Kitelare, is that? Ketelare. Oh, because it's one. Okay, whatever. I probably butchered it. Jota. What do you think about my team? So I would say, apart from Koundé, who I think will start, by the way, but he's still a rotation risk. Walker, Chilwell. I think the rest are going to play. Let me just check quickly. Do you have Chilwell? Yeah, you have Chilwell. I think he's not going to play. But yeah, I think the rest will play. And that's a good team. And you're in good stead for this week. Chelsea already said he's starting. Exactly, Ebby. Yeah, thank you, Francisco. Yeah, Lampard did say it. Yeah, Rahul, I asked you a question. Like I said, please don't spam. It's best, I will get back to you if possible. Pavard, I guess, will not play. I think so as well, Ali. But I hope he does, and I don't want to take hits for defenders. I just hope that I have 3-4 defenders, and most of my players play. I don't mind if 1 or 2 get benched, although if I bring in Pavard for the Wednesday, this is the problem with Wednesday players, and he doesn't start, then I've literally got 0 points, and that's what happened with me with Haaland last week, which was devastating, absolutely devastating. I have Neymar, Giroud, Torres, Jota. I think I've read this question already, but is this a good team? I'm taking a -4. I had free transfers. I think that's a good team. I don't know if that's the team you had. This is Ebby, by the way. I'm not sure if that's your team after your free transfers. But people like Chilwell, like I said, I don't think he's going to start. But the rest of it, maybe Giroud as well. Yeah, I think that's a good team. Pavard could not start as well, but on the whole, most of them should, and should do well. Mbappe captain, I think he's one of the best captaincy options today. The others are Neymar, Immobile, Bruno. Yeah, I think Mbappe's due a haul. He hasn't scored, like I said, since November last year in the Champions League, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, I think he's in for something. Who will be your goalkeeper? Probably Trubin, mate. Like I said, Mendy's just there. Like, I don't want to confuse people because I know a lot of people have been saying, why do you have Mendy? He's not starting. Like, I know this. I know that. But I don't want to take hits for keepers. And he's just there, just in case. And for the Wednesday, I can substitute Trubin in for Mendy. I'm not sure if Trubin will play, but last game, he kept a clean sheet. So why not? And keepers, unless, you get 7-8 plus points, you're not going to really make too much of a profit from hits with keepers. So I'm just trying to stay away from that. Salah or Di Maria out? That's a tough one because it really depends. Di Maria, he's up against Keane really in that team because if Keane plays, Mbappe gets shifted to the right and Di Maria is bye-bye. He's on the bench. But if Di Maria plays on the right, then Mbappe's up front. There's no Keane. So I think Di Maria has a better chance of starting than Salah, I guess. Salah's probably going to be rested. But I couldn't tell you for sure. But yeah, maybe Salah out. It could bat you though, I have to say. I'm captaining, a guy beginning with T. What's your thoughts on that? Who is that? And yeah, like I said, don't spam the chat. It's not good. But yeah, I'm not even sure about that guy. I probably would say no. Did you take minus points? I did, unfortunately, yet again. Last season I didn't take any, really. And this season I've already taken, minus 20 hits, which has really affected me. And also then the rotation. But it is what it is. Thank you, Atul. Thank you for your well, just for your positivity and your comments. Mbappe or Neymar? I would probably say Neymar, but yeah, you could go for either. Mbappe is a quality player. I'm not sure. I would probably say Neymar, and that's why I went with him. Is Bellingham too risky? I think he's a quality player. He's decent, but he's not, the consistent goals and assist type of guy, so he is risky, I would say. Stindl versus Real, he's a good choice, and that is why, let's go back to this, he is in my Limitless team for you lot. So yeah, if some of you are, who have just joined now, this is what's on screen, and even before I've discussed this in detail, so if you want, rewind this live stream and go back and you will see, and I discussed this, and yeah, this is what I think is best. Instead of Rakitic for Olmo, what about Keane for Traore? He's someone I considered, Keane for Traore, but I'm not too sure if he starts. I think he will, but like I said, it's between him and Di Maria really for that third attacking spot. But yeah, he's a great choice. I just think that obviously the ideal pick or picks from PSG are Marquinhos, Neymar and Mbappe. Stindl versus Real, yeah, like I said already, I think he's going to play. I think he's going to do well as well. I think Real Madrid are a pretty poor team, but Ramos could rejuvenate that team for sure. Do you think this will be the last time Messi and Ronaldo play against each other at their somewhat prime at least? That's a great question, Savage Mode. It really depends, because if I'm being honest, they both play in poor teams compared to what they deserve to be in. I think this is going to be the last or second last time that they play against each other for sure, which is a shame. And I mean, no one's asked me this, but I'm just saying, if people were to ask me, I'm a Messi guy all the time. I mean, I am Argentinian, that plays a part in it, but Ronaldo's one of the best of all time. He deserves respect, and I just hope it's a great game. And I'll be honest, I'm not too interested in pretty much all of these games, but Juventus versus Barcelona, I might watch it, but yeah, not too interested in the rest. Stefan starts for City instead of Ederson. Pep's confirmed. Thank you for the news, and even better, because in this Limitless team that I recommended to you lot, I said Marcassin in instead of Ederson. I nearly forgot what I'm saying. And Zinchenko for that City cover if you think he's going to start. So thank you for that, Bear. Fantastic contributions to the chat. I appreciate it a lot. Kepa will play for sure. Yep, he will, unfortunately. But I just want to take hits. I mean, I've already taken so many hits. I mean, why take more? And yeah. Oh my god, I don't even want to see that matchday 5 score again. Should I put Lukaku and Immobile and get 12-point hit, or just one of them? Thanks. It depends who you get them in for. If you're getting them in for players who are not even starting or who are definitely out, then I'd say you could do that, but I would try to minimize the hits if possible. And I say that after taking -8. Foden, Forsberg or Mount? I'd probably say Foden, and if not Mount, I'm not too sure about Forsberg. Probably doing Haaland, Coman to Neymar, Jota, risking it for the biscuit. That's very good. I like those transfers. Hopefully they pay off for you. I think Jota, if he starts, is in for a very good score. I mean, I can't help but looking at my team and just think, you know what? If they start, there's points, but whatever. I mean, I hope you do well and you don't have a rotation problem like I did last week. I have Koundé, Romero, Zinchenko, Zuma. I need defenders other than that. So you need a 4.9 million midfielder, defender, should I say. If you don't have Christian Romero already, wait, you do have him. Let's look actually. I think Sanusi, he's the best one if he starts, but I think you're not too confident, just like me, if he's going to start. So let's look. Let's look for you. Let's look up to 5 million. I mean, you could go for Hatibua, but Ajax is a tough game, and I don't trust Atalanta defensively, so I wouldn't go for him personally. Let's look. Lucas Hernandez is out. You could go for Florenzi. I mean, let me look at your team. Do you have Marquinhos already? You don't have Marquinhos. I would probably go for Florenzi. And unfortunately, what I will say, the bad thing about him, as you can see here from his points total, he doesn't get too many ball recovery points. So you're relying on attacking potential and clean sheets here. But Florenzi is one of the better choices this week, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't want to recommend to you just anyone for the sake of it, but I think Florenzi, if you back PSG to get that clean sheet, could be one of the best ones. And if not, there's always Sanusi. Best defender for this week, I think Marquinhos for sure. Let me see, who did I have here before? Yeah, Romero, I back him. But yeah, I think Marquinhos is going to be the best option this week. And if not, there's the likes of Zinchenko if you back him to start, Hummels. And yeah, these people you see on screen, you can literally afford anyone. If you back Alaba to start, he's a fantastic choice. Unfortunately, a lot of these, fantastic options on paper, they are rotation risks. Yeah, I agree. Art edit, stop spamming. Mbappe or Neymar? Like I said before, Neymar. But Mbappe, just don't rule him out. I think he's in for a big haul sooner or later. Stindl versus Real. Yeah, I've answered that. Hudson-Odoi. This is something that came out after my video was released. Frank Lampard said that Hudson-Odoi had an injury, so he might not play. He's got a little niggle. I think it's a hamstring injury. I'm not sure, but I'm not too sure if he's going to play this week. I'm not sure if he even, was in the squad. So, forget about him. Joao Felix versus Salzburg. I think he's a good option. And, I replaced him for Pulisic because I just believe Pulisic has a bit more potential. But Joao Felix is still probably one of the better options this week in midfield. Odoi won't play exactly. How about Hits as keeper from Dortmund? That's a good proposition, to be fair. That's a good proposition. Let's look at his price, because I'll be honest, I'm not too familiarized with him. Oh, he's 4.2 million, similar to Keller, who's like 3.8. He only got 0 points. Oh, so he played and they conceded 3. Wow, that is a bit mad. I think he could be a good choice. I'm just not sure. I do recommend Hummels, and if you don't have Dortmund cover in defence, then yeah, I would go for him, but try not to take hits for him. No pun intended. Reece James, I don't think he's going to play. I think he's going to be rested. Azpilicueta is more likely to start, and he's someone you could go for here instead. So let's get rid of Christian Romero. You could go for double Chelsea defence here with Kep or whatever. Oh, this is Mendy's here again. Just get out of here. Forget Mendy. Let's put in Hits actually, and no, we already got Hummels. Yeah, okay. Here is Kepa, and in defense we will put Azpilicueta. I think he will start, and if you do get him in, I hope he does. But yeah, it is a bit risky to go with double Chelsea defense. So if you do have another keeper, this is something you could go for. Pulisic, yeah, I think he's a great option this week, and if I was on a Limitless, as you can see on screen, I would be going for him. What about Trent? Like I've said before with Trent, he's trying to recover from an injury. He's going to be integrated slowly, so don't expect him to just get 90 minutes straight off the bat, but it could happen. It just goes one or two ways. He either gets a few minutes, or he gets rested, he's on the bench, or he plays the full 90 minutes and then he's rested for the weekend and he's ready to come back for game week 13 of FPL. Keylor Navas, I think, is a great choice this week, and definitely one of the better options you could go for. The reason why I don't have him in my Limitless team is because I've already got Marquinhos in there, but then again, maybe Navas is a better option than Kepa, to be fair. So that is a good shout. Neymar, Mbappe or Immobile? I think Neymar or Immobile, but any of them are good, and if I had to choose one, probably Neymar. Just realised you have a deadline stream. The team looks solid. A hit again? Yeah, unfortunately it is. I hate taking hits, and I don't know if you've been watching my FPL videos. That is the complete opposite. I'm not making many transfers on that. I'm actually, if anything, burning transfers, and I'm doing so well in that. But in UCL Fantasy, just rotation is the main enemy for me. And unfortunately, I've taken another -8 to counteract hits. Oh, not to counteract hits, I wish. To counteract rotation. And this is what I'm left with. I've got Neymar and Immobile. Maybe I should have gone with Lukaku instead of one of them. But I'm more confident in these two. So, you've got to back your gut. Play Rashford. Yeah, Rashford's a good one, but I've got Bruno. I'd have to take more hits to do that. And I'm happy with my midfield overall. Although maybe these two are the weak links, of course. But whatever. It is what it is. Should I go for -8 points? I don't want to keep Haaland and waste 11 million. I'm guessing you've already taken a -4, and a -8 would be the result of you, getting rid of Haaland. So in that case, yes, I would. But I just hope that your hits, pay dividends. Let's see. I'm just going to have to clear all my notifications so it doesn't get in the way of the chat. My apologies there. Joao Felix, Thorgan Hazard, and Royce Havertz. Yeah, those are some good choices. But I wouldn't go for double Dortmund attack. Definitely not. One of them would be enough. Havertz, I'm more confident in Pulisic if he does start. Wildcard, question mark. I mean, to be honest, wildcard's a different story. I'm not too sure. This is a week where I'm not even too sure. To be honest, what we could do, you know what? It would be similar to my team currently, I would say that. But instead of Pavard and Koundé, I'd probably get rid of them. maybe Danilo as well. And apart from that, Zapata maybe get rid of. The rest would be very, very similar. And obviously the keeper, get rid of him. But Christian Romero, Marquinhos, Neymar, Immobile, or if not Lukaku, Bruno Fernandes, Diego Jota, Ferran Torres. They're all people I would recommend on a wild card. And yeah, I would have to... I mean, we've got 10 minutes for the deadline. I know some of you will be playing your wild card. Let's do a little wild card team quickly. And if you have any suggestions, leave them down. But I do have other questions to go through as well. Oh my god, I'm so far behind. Should I play Limitless? Do I get renewed Limitless and wildcard in round 16? Yeah, Archie, you don't get a renewed Limitless or wildcard, but you do get unlimited transfers before the round of 16, but it's not a wildcard. And what I mean by that is you cannot choose when to do unlimited transfers. It is only before the round of 16. So don't worry about, never being able to change your team again without taking a lot of hits. But as for Limitless, you only get one per season and that's it. Wildcard, the same thing, but you get unlimited transfers before the round of 16 after match day 6 finishes. And I think you can start doing the transfers when the fixtures are announced in a couple of weeks' time when the draw is made. Is Bruno and Rashford both a good idea? I think it is. You kind of cover some United attack there. If United score, one of them is bound to be involved. But on the other hand, looking at the other side of the argument, Leipzig are a good team. It might be a very cagey affair, but I do back United to score in that game, and I think one of them will be involved. Does he read YouTube comments, or is he just on Twitch? No, I'm reading YouTube comments, but I have to say I'm so far back up because I'm trying to answer every single one of you in detail. I don't have Twitch. I literally just answer on YouTube. Will Salah play even if he comes for substitute? Well, I think he will come on as a substitute potentially, but he's not. Obviously, you don't want to have someone who's going to come off the bench or not get the full 90 minutes. But if he does, he's probably going to punish me, and I could be looking at another disastrous week. Jota will start and score. I hope so. I hope so, Shumi. Welcome, Pescini. Thank you and for joining in once again. Ilicic or Pulisic? Pulisic, definitely for me. Captaincy picks. Yeah, so captaincy picks. I mean, I'm still probably should be deciding between Neymar and Immobile. Oh my god, what do I do here? So yeah, Neymar, Immobile, Bruno Fernandes. If you have, Mbappe, you could also go for him. And for tomorrow, any of you who have Lukaku, definitely go for him. In my case, where I have a kind of normal team, for tomorrow, my captain would be Diego Jota if need be, I think. And if not, Ferran Torres. But yeah, not really sport for choice there, which is why maybe I should have gone for Lukaku instead of one of my strikers. But yeah, those are the best captaincy options in my opinion. Curtis Jones or Foden? Curtis Jones is a little, good pick, but I probably prefer Foden, I guess. But yeah, both are good choices. Havertz or Pulisic? Pulisic, definitely, as I've said before. Any idea on captaincies? Yeah, literally, as I just said, Immobile, Neymar, Mbappe, and then, yeah, Bruno's another one. And for tomorrow, Lukaku is probably the standout, if not maybe Jota. A little differential there. Forsberg is underrated for this game week. He is, to be fair. I mean, I got asked about him and he wasn't even in my consideration, but I would still not go for him in my case anyway. How do I make sure I can change my captain tomorrow? Do you leave your next prospective captain on the bench, or can I just leave him in the team? If Immobile blanks, I want to make Lukaku captain. Yeah, Kieran, I remember you asked me this before, I think in my first live stream. So basically, you don't have to substitute your captain, but there will be basically, let's say we're in the Wednesday substitution window, and let's just look here. Yeah, look, it says here, if you scroll down on the website, substitution window, and it will say here, so basically before the deadline, so 5:55 tomorrow, you can change your captain, okay? And all you have to do, let's say Immobile doesn't do well, you go to, yeah, just sub in Ferran Torres or Jota, and once you sub him in, yeah, you just sub him in. I'll do this quickly. I don't want to, forget to have Bruno on the bench. It will have an option to switch captaincy. Then you lose the original, times 2 points for being the captain from Immobile, and you make Jota captain, and there you go, he's your new captain. But you can switch it as many times as you want, but only with players who haven't played yet. So just bear that in mind. It's literally so simple, and you can start doing that, I think, from around 11 or 12 p.m., or should I say a.m., 12 a.m., UK time. So basically, as soon as it's Wednesday, you can start, doing the substitutions and changing your captain, and you don't have to substitute your original captain. Remember that. So yeah, let's just put cancel, and I'm pretty sure I've still got Bruno in there. Yep. Okay. Pulisic or Gnabry or Joao Felix? I'd say Pulisic, just to make it short. Immobile, Mbappe or Ronaldo as captain? I would probably say Immobile, but all of them are great captaincy choices. Sportiello, yeah, he's a good choice, but Ajax is a tough fixture. And yeah, like I said, I'm not taking hits, I think, for keepers. Will Di Maria play? As I've said a few times before, it's between him and Keane for that third attacker spot in PSG's lineup. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. How about Havertz? As I've already discussed, I would probably prefer Pulisic, but he is a good choice nonetheless. Welcome, Mr. Kinslow. Appreciate you coming on once again. 97 people watching. Give a little like, lads. Love his work. Thank you, Nolan. 78 people now, so I am a bit delayed by a few minutes. So I'm going to try speed up through these comments. Thank you, Akil. Miguel, don't take Havertz. Yeah, I agree, but you never know. If he has a gut feeling about him, and a few others have had a gut feeling about Kai, then you could go for him. I just prefer Pulisic. Tammy or Keane? Probably Tammy, but yeah, both great choices. Trippier or Robertson? I don't think Robertson's going to play, mate, so I would say Trippier, but yeah, not ideal. Abraham, Ronaldo, Immobile, Fernandes. Who to captain? Thinking of Abraham. Immobile for me, but it's up to you. I would just go with Immobile. Abraham would probably be one of the lesser captaincy choices from those you mentioned, maybe the last one. But what I like about him is a good differential. So yeah, but I wouldn't captain him. Pulisic or Gnabry or Joao Felix? Pulisic. What about Ronaldo? Will he score tonight? I mean, I'm not a fortune teller, but I think he will. Yeah, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. When does the deadline close? It closes in 4 minutes, so lock in your teams. Remember to do that. Get your captaincy choices right. Or, well, not right, I mean, you never know, but just make sure you get the right captain, the one you wanted. And do not have any Tuesday players on your bench. Remember that. Have everyone playing today in your starting lineup. And after that, you can put the Wednesday players on. So in my case, Immobile or Neymar, I don't want to switch the captaincy last minute and get it wrong, of course. I mean, who wants to get it wrong? So I might switch it to Neymar in the end, but I'm not too sure. Let's see, I want to check something quickly. So Immobile has a 9 and 13 point return at home. Oh my god, this is a really tough one. Neymar didn't play against Istanbul. If he did, he came on. Yeah, he came on as a sub. This is a tough one. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep the captaincy on Immobile, but yeah, Neymar's a great choice as well. I'm not sure. Will Edison play? Apparently he's not going to play. Bear, I believe, he was the one who said it. Pep Guardiola in his press conference said that Stefan will play and Edison is rested for the weekend, but we'll have to wait and see. Sergio Ramos, he's a good choice, I guess, but I just don't like Real Madrid's defence. And yeah, that's why I wouldn't go for him personally. But he will play, I think. Sergio Ramos will play, yeah, exactly, Amjad. What about Marco Reus? He's a good differential, but I'm not really feeling Borussia Dortmund attackers that much, but he's probably the standout, or one of the standouts now that Haaland is out. I brought in Rashford, Immobile and Hummels for this week. What do you think? I think they're good transfers. They all should play. I mean, Immobile's playing. The other two should play. And all the best of luck. So even if he's in my starting 11 and not coming off my bench, exactly. So, like I said, Immobile's my captain. Let's say he flops. I bring in Diego Jota and I make him captain. If not, if it's someone else who's in my starting lineup, let's say Pavard, I'm not going to captain him. I can literally just make him captain. He'll have this option, make captain. And I think a message will pop up and it'll say, are you sure you want to change your captain? All points will be lost, blah, blah, blah. And you do it. And you lose the points, but you can keep them in the starting lineup. And you can change captaincy from people within your starting lineup anyway. You don't have to bring them on from your bench, if you know what I mean. So don't worry about that. I wouldn't put Chelsea players in. Krasnodar have been playing good. Fair enough. That's a good choice. Or a good suggestion, I guess. And it's a bit of a different outtake on it. But I still think one or two Chelsea players is good for this week. For me personally, I have got no one because Mendy's not playing. And yeah. Thank you for your efforts and good luck. Thank you, Amir, and hopefully you get good luck. And yeah, hopefully luck is on our side. Thank you, Stefan. I wish you all the best of luck as well. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Is 1-8 not the best time to use Limitless? I mean, there's no necessarily a best time to use Limitless, whether it's now or before. It just depends on how many points you get, and a lot of luck is involved. The only thing I would say about Matchday 6 is rotation, which is why I didn't want to play Limitless in this case. But of course, I would rather use a Limitless than have what I have and take hits. But yeah, if you're confident, then take it. But we've got 1 minute to the deadline. Definitely don't do rush transfers. Rashford as captain, he's a good choice. But if you have a PSG attack or a Immobile or Bruno even, I would probably captain them instead. I I want Istanbul to win. No, Ninad. No. I want PSG to win, and this is the one time I want PSG to win, and I hope they don't let me down now. But we'll have to wait and see. Thank you, Kieran, for watching and for all your good questions. In 35 games Ronaldo and Messi have met, there have been 54 goal contributions from both of them combined. That is crazy. And Messi's got like 12 assists as well to top on his 19 goals. It's crazy. They're both just aliens, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, not many years left now for them, which is a big shame, a very big shame. But hopefully we enjoy the last few years. Hopefully they win more trophies and get the recognition they deserve. Hakimi or De Vrij? Probably Hakimi for his attacking potential, but I don't trust Inter Milan's defence if I'm being honest. 3-0 Istanbul, PSG plays blank, and my rank rises like rocket. Oh my god, you know what, Ninad? I hope not, but you know what, good luck. The matches have started, so yeah, that's it. Can't make any more changes, and this is my final team. I got in Immobile, I got in Neymar, I got in De Ketelaere, whatever, the Belgian wizard, and I brought in Marquinhos, and it's all done. Immobile is my captain, and if it fails, Diogo Jota or Ferran Torres will be my captain tomorrow. But yeah, that is it. And I will be doing live streams for the round of 16 onwards if you lot want me to. And in the meantime, there's going to be a big break. So I know a lot of you won't be that interested in the Champions League videos and stuff like that. But I could still put out content, you know, drafts and stuff like that. Best wildcard teams, best limitless team. I'll have more time to think about it and offer you guys good advice there. But to be fair, I mean, actually, you wouldn't even use a wildcard. You've got unlimited transfers, but limitless team you could use. Yeah, I'm really excited for the round of 16. I have to say that because I just want to change everything. I want to have a new team, a new lease of life, and really push up the ranks because the last week was awful. Because before that, I was having an average season, and then last week was just a complete downer. Is Emerson playing? I think he will play Elvis, but I couldn't guarantee you. I just think he will, though, rather than Marcos Alonso. I have Mendy and no starting backup keeper, so I've gone for 4.2 million hits. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's fair enough. I mean, I could have gone for him as well, but I didn't want to take hits for him. No pun intended again, but yeah, it is what it is, and we'll have to wait and see. Man United 4-1. I mean, if Bruno's getting a hat-trick or hat-trick of assists, I will take that. So I'll keep Mendy as well for knockouts. Yeah, but to be honest, you have unlimited transfers anyway, like I was saying just now, so don't worry too much about that. You can make a lot of changes, and a lot will depend on fixtures. So a lot of these players you see on screen could be gone, because if they have tough fixtures and maybe there are more appealing options elsewhere, then that's what I'll go with. But it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be a different competition, I'll be real. And thank you at all. Thank you so much. Have some drink now, Dylan. Yeah, I need it. And yeah, I've been out all day. I literally just came back, but I really wanted to talk to you guys and discuss UCL Fantasy. We're not going to have any more live streams, maybe even videos for a couple of months. The next game will be in February. But yeah, I wish you all the best. We can do transfers to the round of 16 already. Yeah, that is mad. Oh, wait, is it unlimited? Wait, please. I'm pretty sure they're unlimited. If they are, I mean, maybe you can see it on screen. You can see me, completely change everything. But oh my god, that is fantastic. It's over now, no worries till the 16th of February. Relax. Yeah, I'm relaxed, but I enjoy this. I enjoy talking to all of you, and yeah, football is the way. Good luck to you, Peter, as well. Thank you for joining in, and yeah, I really appreciate everyone who has been here. And if you haven't already, just smash the like button. It really helps out the channel, and subscribe if you're new around here. And yeah, like I said, I really appreciate if you share this video around with those you know, those who play UCL Fantasy, and FPL as well, because I do FPL streams, I do FPL videos, previews, and all of this stuff, trip strategies. And yeah, very happy to have talked to all of you. I'll be wrapping up now. I'll be answering any last questions or comments. And yeah, like I said, I wish you all the best and good vibes only. My current team is now... an FPL question. Okay, we'll go over that now. So we're sitting at 280k in Fantasy Premier League this week. Took a minus 12 to bring in Son, Wilson, Bamford and Salah for Grealish, Jota, Calvert-Lewin and Kane. What's your opinion? Those are good transfers, but some of the players... Wait, so you got those players in? Some of the players you got rid of are very good. So the likes of Calvert-Lewin and Kane and Grealish, I'd be worried about Jota. Fair enough, he's a rotation risk. But yeah, I like the moves. Just for a minus 12, I'm not so sure, but I hope it pays off for you. Just one thing that I will say, though, for you. Last year in FPL, I took a lot of hits. Now, this season in FPL, I have taken minus 20 hits overall, but they've benefited my team. Most of them anyway have. And last season, I think at this same stage, I took maybe up to minus 90, 100 points, I'm being serious, of hits, and it never benefited me, and I was always limited. I was always sitting below where I should have been, because I just made poor decisions and I took too many hits. But as soon as I gave my players and team more of a chance and I didn't chase points, I saw such a difference in ranks. So if you get these 4 players in, which I think you already have, then stick to them and give them a chance to prove you right in your decision. But don't keep taking hits. I know I have in UCL Fantasy last few weeks, but that's only because of rotation. If your players are guaranteed to start, there's no need, or not as much of a need, to take hits. But good luck to you, Kieran. I hope you do well. Thank you, Aditya, I think it is. I hope I got that right, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'm very happy that you enjoyed the stream. Do it before price rise then. I'm pretty sure that prices do change already. Yeah, look, prices have changed already. Look, this guy's gone up to 4.6 million. Remember, the price rises happen as soon as the match day starts, so it's not like you can just do it before, I don't know, a set day or something. They already go up. Let's see if anyone else has gone up. Immobile's gone up, I think. Prices have already changed, so bear that in mind. And so don't now rush to make transfers every single day to have price rises or stuff like that. The prices will stay the same until the 16th February, as we can see here, and that's an early deadline, 4:55 apparently, but we'll wait and see for confirmation for that. Thank you, Girish. Adios para vos también. Thank you so much. Martinez, Chilwell, James, Robertson, KDB, Bruno, Salah, Son, Wilson, Bamford, and Watkins. Yeah, that's very good. I like that team. And I'm trying to think of any weakness. I mean, your defense is very good, but maybe in terms of value, maybe you could find better value there. But I really like that team, definitely. Watkins as well. That's probably the weak link out of your whole team, in my opinion, but it's a very good team overall. Ninad I did, but I was playing casually. So basically, last season was my first playing, more seriously. So I wasn't taking hits, for fun. I was actually playing every week and stuff like that. And I ended up finishing 68k, and the reason for that is because my second half of the season was so strong that, I finished in a pretty decent rank considering how bad I was before. But I was playing for fun, really. Like, I still do, but you know what I mean. I was literally just taking hits, just trying to chase points. And I have to say, transfers is the most interesting part of these fantasy games, apart from obviously discussing with other people. And I just kept making the hits, but as soon as I stopped that and I limited the hits, I saw a big improvement, and that's why in FPL I'm probably 100 points or more clear of where I was last season, definitely. So I'm very happy with that. Please, someone reply, do I get a new Limitless and wildcard in the group stages or something or not? Yeah, Archie, like I said before, I did answer your question. You don't get any new chips. So if you've used them already, you don't get them. If you didn't use them, you still have them. But you have unlimited transfers for the round of 16, but it's not a wild card. So what that means is, if you don't, decide to make any transfers now, it's not like you can have a wild card later on and use it for the second leg of the round of 16 or the quarterfinals, semi-finals, final. You have to use your unlimited transfers before the round of 16 first leg. Otherwise, that's it, unless you have a wild card in store. So yeah, I've already answered your question, and I hope you listened to my answer just now. I took a minus 16 last year to get rid of Salah for Alba. Salah scored a brace and Alba blanked, and I still finished in the top 4k. Well, that's very good. And this is what I mean. Like, sometimes these hits, they can go for you. Sometimes they can go against you. And one example I have of a hit that really worked for me was I took a minus 4 for Vardy last year. And this was for the Southampton game where they won 9-0. And I don't think I captained him for that game, but literally a minus 4, and he got 20 points for me. So they can work for you, but the more hits you take, the more unlikely you're going to benefit from it. But in the long term, minus 4, minus 8 hits can be very good, but minus 12 and above, I would not recommend, definitely not. And in UCL Fantasy, the plan now is to build such a great team for the round of 16 and for the knockouts in general that I don't need to take hits. And I will actually maybe even be trying to play around with this now and see what happens. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining in. Still 39 people here. I really appreciate it. 100 people watching for most of the stream. I have to say, very, very grateful. I want Atalanta to win. I want Romero in round of 16. Oh yeah, that's true. He's one of the best options in UCL Fantasy. So I hope he stays. And he's gone up in price. Look, 5.1 million now. He used to be 4.9. When I got him in, he was 4.7, I believe. I'll be moving Watkins to Antonio eventually. That's a good move. I think in terms of strikers in FPL, I think Wilson, Bamford, Ings. Yeah, I think those are the three best in terms of budget, and I think Kane's another one. I think they offer the best value overall, and Che Adams is another one. If Antonio does play and he stays fit, yeah, he's very, very good striker. Did you just speak Spanish? Did I hear that right? You speak Spanish? Yeah, I speak Spanish. Like I said, my family are from Argentina. I was born in London, and I'm still reside in London. But my family are from Argentina. I removed all my players and just saw that I have 105.7 million budget in UCL now from round of 16. That's very good. I'm not even sure what I have. Let's actually check now. I'm not doing this to compare, by the way, but that's a very interesting point. And before wrapping up, let's do this. Does it say, yeah, look, unlimited transfers. So you can start making your transfers now. And I have to say, I am looking forward to this. And hopefully I don't overthink it too much. But let's see how much funds I have. That's a lot of money that you have. Similar to what I have in FPL. But yeah, in UCL Fantasy, I think I'll probably have less. 107.2, Jesus. But will I make good use of it? I'm not even sure, to be honest. I will be moving Watkins to Antonio eventually. Oh yeah, sorry, I just read that. I've just noticed the good quality of the audio. What equipment do you use? Can you give us some tips on how to improve my sound quality? Thanks, mate. Oh, oh my God. Oh, this guy. You already know the sound quality, mate. You already know it. Oh my God, what a troll. Oh my God. But yeah, it's a Sennheiser mic and got a pop shield or windshield. Got a microphone stand and all of that stuff. And a sound audio interface. But yeah, what a troll. How does it increase? I think it's just the players I got, really. I haven't chased prices like that, but some of the players I've got, like for example, Christian Romero, he just went up. So that obviously adds to my transfer value and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I have such a high one. But I wouldn't be too worried about that. I mean, hopefully I can take advantage of such a high budget, but we'll have to wait and see. But thank you everyone who has been tuning in. I really appreciate it. And actually, yeah, let me just show you on screen because you might not believe me. Yeah, this is it, 107.2 million. I thought I still had it on, but yeah, that is it, 107.2 million. We'll have to wait and see if I use it properly. I can't wait for the round 16, and probably from February onwards, I'll start making UCL fantasy videos again. But let me know down in the comment section and everything. I want all of your feedback. What types of videos do you want on top of the previews and live streams? Do you want best wildcard teams in future? Best Limitless teams? Best captaincy choices? Do you want them in separate videos and stuff like that? Give me feedback. I know some of you have given me feedback today saying you prefer streams to be 1 hour before the deadline rather than from 4 p.m. So basically 2 hours before the deadline. And I mean, that already kind of played into my hands because I couldn't make it for 4 anyway. But yeah, I really appreciate all the feedback. It helps me improve my quality and my videos, and I'm going to keep on trying to improve. But thank you all for watching, and all the best of luck for UCL Fantasy, and have a great week overall in your life, and have a great Christmas and great New Year. I'll see you next time.